Alright, here we are. So today I'm going to show you how to make a weapon for Modular Warfare. This is going to be animated. Yeah, here we go. So this is going to this is also from Blockbench to Blender to Minecraft. Just keep that in mind. So some stuff might be different if you're going straight from Blender to Minecraft. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so first things first, this is assuming you already have a model. Now, obviously, you need. This isn't a tutorial on how to model and animate, but yeah, it's all you really need to know is you need to reload and inspect, unload, reload, fire, and draw. Can't do sprint animations in Blockbench, unfortunately, because of the way grouping works. But you don't need to worry about that right now. So, yeah, there you go. So first thing you need to do is obviously make the animations. Obviously, you need to put them all in one timeline. It's like this is what a timeline is. It's all the animations here. If you've ever animated, you know what it is. You know what a timeline is. You just need to have it all in one animation, and I have obvious stops. Like right there's a stop. Right there's a stop. You get the idea. Uh, so yeah, there you go. So once you have all that set up, make sure you save it. Please save it. And then you need to delete all your animations except for the one with the timeline. I know it sounds weird, but just bear with me, it'll make sense. So there's your. Also keep an eye for errors. I thought I might have found one. Now we're good. Alright, so now we just export. It needs to be gltf. And save. Then we need to switch to Blender, and we need to import our gltf we just made. Once you're in Blender, just import. Now I recommend you scale up just a tad. Just a tad. And then you need to rotate and then hold control. It'll snap it for when you grab the blue. Hold control and it'll snap it to 5 degrees, as you can see on the top there. Just a little bit bigger. So once we have that set up, you also like I said, you need to rotate it by 90 degrees. So this is gonna look like a mess. It'll clean up though. So what we need to do now is we need to go through and we need to pair all of the meshes. So like this is the mag mesh. The magazine, like the main magazine, needs to be called ammo model. Well, actually, you don't need a lowercase, uppercase don't even matter. Actually, no, it does as long as it's like the lowercase ammo, uppercase model. You get the idea. So and then need. This is my left arm, so it's gonna be left arm model. You can do left arm layer model. And bolt. Yeah, it could be whatever. I'm gonna call it slide model in this case. This part doesn't really matter as long as it's grouped. Bullet. So charge model. This part really is just down to whatever you want to call it, honestly. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, the only part that really matters that you name it correctly is any attachments, like grips, stocks, muzzles, stuff like. And magazine does really need to be named right. Really does need to be named right. So fold. This obviously Obviously, the fold part really depends on the model. Since this is based off of 433, it has a little folding charging handle. So yeah. All right. So by default, this thing gets hit. The extra magazine gets hidden. So don't need to worry about that. It can be whatever. Grip. I'm gonna make that part of the gun model. I need to go down. I don't know if you know what I'm doing. The way I'm grouping this is it's Control J is how you group it. So I grab these two, group it. In case you don't know how. Of course, if you're at this point and you don't know how to do it, I'll tell you. So I'm just going to finish this. That part isn't really relevant to the animation, so I'm going to join that, and then delete the bone. Now, these arm models need to be named correctly. They really need to be named correctly because they are going to be relevant for later. Now, obviously, this doesn't have Alex models, and you'll see why I don't tend to include those later. I know it's kind of alienating, but I have a reason. Obviously, now if these were slim models, you need to put arm slim model, etc. So sites. So default scope model. Then stock. Stock isn't relevant. Again, stock isn't relevant in this situation, so I'm just going to group it with the main model. Then done. There's your model. Now you can click this button if you want to see it in Blender, like in texture and everything. So this part you can ignore if you're just bringing it straight into Blender, straight into Minecraft, but this is relevant for Blockbench users. So for some reason, I don't know why, when you import models, the UV gets flipped. Now, I have no idea why. So every time you want to make a gun, you have to flip the UVs for the gun. I'll show you how to do that. It's really not hard at all once you figure it out. So I just hit the arms. I click that little button and hit them. I'm going to select them all, and then I'm going to go to UV editing, top image, select the weapon texture image. Then what I'm going to do is flip vertically. I'm going to click drag, and I'm going to snap to pixels because it makes it easier. String image bounds. I'm going to mirror, and select this little one right here, bring it up, and then this angle should look fine. Yeah, see no problems here. Then we can do the same thing with the arms. So, arms. I recommend doing them one at a time. The reason why I chose this specific skin is because I use this skin a lot, and I know where all the parts are supposed to be. You can get the UV for these from the default pack. So that'll be the way you do it. So this is a layer. So it needs to be down here. So I just do that. Simple as that. Then I need to grab the arm model, UV editing, select it, mirror, Y, boom. Same deal with the right arm. So you can see if you don't flip the UVs, that's what it looks like. It looks a little weird. So boom, mirror, Y, down here, right there. And the arm model itself needs to flip up and done. There you go. Looking all good. So now as that's done, we're going to export gltf. You need to navigate to where you keep your Minecraft stored. Now you can obviously don't have to put straight in the instance, but I do that just for simplicity. Modular Warfare, your pack, assets, gltf. Here, I'm going to overwrite. This is a redo of an old model. So set the format up here to gltf embedded. So export. And we're going to go to. So if you need the render file or anything for a weapon, you can simply just go to the tutorial pack, which you can download from the Modular Warfare Discord, and you can copy things from here. You can copy one of these, like say you're making like an assault rifle, you can copy the AK. You can rename everything, adjust the stats, whatever you need in here. Alright, so simple as that. So now we're going to guns. I'm going to go to the UNMR, which is what this is. And we're just going to make sure everything looks good in here. So what you need to do is change your model skin to the name of the texture, which I have right here. So we're going to do na.unmr4. Oh, I think it's 4? Hold on. 4, yeah. Good. Then assets, Modern Warfare, skins, guns. Gonna put this in there. Gonna overwrite because this is a redo of a current existing weapon. Now I'm gonna do render. And this part is important. You need to make sure this matches the name of the gltf file. You can find the gltf file in assets, Modern Warfare, gltf, guns, and make sure it's named correctly. So this is called UNMR4. So there we go. Good stuff. Alright. Now we're going to loop the game. I'm going to see if I can cut this part. If I can't, then you're just going to sit here and watch me in silence. Alright. See you in a bit. Okay. So now that we are in game, I set up a firing range in my testing world, and this is just where I create packs. So we need to go pull up our weapon in game. So we should have a UNMR here. Where is it? There it is. Dang, you can see that's a little bit of weirdness already. So obviously the animations aren't going to be lining up correctly. So what we need to do is we need to... So the way this works is there's pre-reload, which is like going to do the reload action. Reload first, which is the actual action of reloading. And then post-reload is returning to idle. So pre-reload. So it's going to go right here. Right here. So 161. So I'm going to do that. And then 170. Obviously you can do this however you want. On. Okay, so there's pre-reload done. So you'll see the first part happens and then it starts bugging out from there. So reload first. It's going to be 170. So then it's going to do there. And it's going, then we're going to do 242 in this case. So you'll see there. It's basically a case of just look and see how it works and sort of fiddle with it. So post reload is going to be that. It's going to be returned to idle. So we're going to do return to idle. 250. There we go. That's good. Now, it may look a little fast. You're going to need to probably adjust the timing on that. It's okay. So now we're going to do draw, which is 0 in this case. Basically, the idea is used down here to figure out where you need to set your frame data at. So down here, it's going to be 0, 14. Oh, there's some something missing this one. Oh, I'll fix that later. Alright, so there we go. We got ourselves our draw animation in. And then next part is important. We need to adjust our hit position and we need to adjust the aiming position. So you just need to scroll down. Let's see. I know I'm moving a little fast, but alright, so translate hit position. So X, Y, Z, X is forward, Y is down, Z is back. Or Z is left to right, sorry. There you go. If you've ever made a normal pack, this should start seeming kind of familiar. So that looks about right. Then we're going to translate the aim position, so that needs to be... If you're wondering, it's F9 to refresh. Again, you really shouldn't be making an advanced model if you don't even know how the standard models work. This is my opinion. Oh. A little more. Almost there. You get the idea. Just fiddle with it. It'll eventually line up. Looking good. These are myself. Then we do. So the reason for the pre-reload, reload, and post is because it has issues on servers. I haven't found what causes it, but if you don't have all this, it doesn't reload correctly. So it's base and load. So preload, load, post load. So from here we need to that, and then it's going to be preload, which is 320. And we're going to do 329 and 329. To 391. There's some errors, but it's okay. I'll fix them. So 391 to 401. Most of the time, a lot of the errors in the model in the animation will usually fix themselves. Like that one I made was I forgot to have it go back forward after the unload animation or the load animation. That's okay. It fixes itself because of the default. I'll fix it in a moment. I'll show you how to fix that. So unload. So we're gonna do that and then down. So that's pre, unload, and then post. Should be able to get the idea by now. So pre-unload, 255, 264, 264, 296, 296. Keep in mind, you will probably make your own way of doing this if you do it enough. Alright, this reload working, unload's working, load's working. Then one's gonna be the inspect, which I almost forgot to do. And all these animations are optional too. If you don't want an inspect, you don't have to do an inspect. So inspect, you don't gotta do anything fancy. It's just animation. So 19. To 142. And we obviously, well, I'm going to do fire in this case, which is literally just fire. There's pre-fire, post-fire if you need it for bolt actions and such, but it's not really necessary in this case. So that's a problem too with Blockbench models. For some reason the animation won't interpolate right. It'll like teleport. The way to fix that is fairly simple. You just you click the bone, animation, look for the part where it does that, and then you just select the parts that do, interpolation, just set that to linear, and then you'll have to re-export the model, but that'll fix it. It's like that for any models that look a little choppy. But there you go. If you follow the tutorial, and I didn't do a terrible job explaining it, then you should have your own first gun. First Modular Warfare Enhanced gun. Faces issues, that's on me. I use a lot of meshes. Blockbench. And there you go. Now we should, hopefully that wasn't a terrible tutorial. If you want me to make more of these, I will. Godly. So there we go. All right, and I'm available on I'm available on Discord if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you need. All right, bye.